here goes. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I really do hope that. And welcome back to Chelsea News, of course. The daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's being said about the Blues, giving you my opinion on it, but more importantly, asking for yours. Today we'll be reflecting on reports that Romelu Lukaku could indeed be leaving Chelsea this summer. Would the new owners just cut ties and happily see Chelsea's record signing go out the door? Maybe to back Thomas Tuchel with different players? We're also going to talk about different attackers and the fact how Real Madrid look like they've sewn up Aurélien Tchouameni, if you are to believe Spanish reports. Quick reminder before I jump in though, this video is brought to you by my sponsor, SPITCH. If you don't know, SPITCH is a ruddy, wicked fantasy football game that, well, I always say it because I love it, utilizes Opta stats. It's important for me that fantasy football actually rewards you for football knowledge, and this is precisely what SPITCH does using an Opta stats model. Unlike normal FPL, you can just play once a week, you don't have to commit to the season, and you have the ability to win money, though you can also play for free. So it's 18 plus, and at the moment it's available in the UK, Germany and Austria, so I'm reaching out to my viewers in those countries to click the link in the top of the description and go check out SPITCH. I've been playing it, it's loads of fun, why not check it out? Available on Android, iOS and web browser. Click link in top of the description and thank me later. Alright then, let's get into it. So let's start off with the midfield. It's a big talking point at the moment. Something that we've reflected on recently is the age of Jorginho and N'Golo Kante coming to an end, or will one of them go and the other one sort of play a rotational role moving forwards? Are we going to welcome back Conor Gallagher to play a double six role under Thomas Tuchel next season? We know Tuchel does rate Conor Gallagher very, very highly, so you can imagine he's probably going to come back into the fold and be a part of the squad next season. But long have Chelsea been linked to a new high-profile signing for the central midfield, and that has been either Declan Rice, of course once of Chelsea, performing really well in the Premier League, or Aurélien Tchouameni, of course the French midfielder who plays for Monaco, who now is being reportedly linked to a sort of done deal transfer to Real Madrid, if you are to believe Spanish press. Now I do worry about this if Chelsea were wanting to get Tchouameni. I know Chelsea's technical and performance advisor and legend Petr Cech was a huge fan of Tchouameni, or is a huge fan, I should say. But you do worry that there's going to be that allure of a big club like Real Madrid, but also the prospect of being part of that rejuvenated, revitalized midfield as the age of Kroos, Casemiro and Modric ends and it goes from, you know, Camavinga, Tchouameni and whoever else they want to put in there. Hello there mate, just a quick reminder to please do drop a like on this video and why not consider subscribing if you're new to the content. Daily videos of course. Cheers mate. So I do worry, and obviously he'll get crazy wages. A lot of French players go to Real Madrid. I just have a feeling that could be the case, maybe leaving Chelsea in a position to try and sign Declan Rice in the new age of the new Chelsea under the new owners. Maybe they come in and cut ties with Lukaku, we'll talk about that in a moment, and they'll be like, right, we're gonna, you know, we've got no debt because we bought Chelsea without any debt, we've got some money, we want to, you know, make a statement, we're going to buy a couple of big players. One of them will be Declan Rice in the midfield. By the way, Declan Rice is a Chelsea boy. Make no bones about it, and maybe West Ham fans won't thank me for this, but he wants to come back to Chelsea. It's just the way it is. That doesn't mean he doesn't love West Ham. He does. But if you said to him, do you want to go back to your boyhood club, play, you know, fighting for titles with your mate Mason Mount, you know, at Stamford Bridge, he would say yes. Look, it doesn't mean we're going to sign Declan Rice. The point being, Chelsea probably need to sign a new midfielder. Watch this space, make sure you are subscribed to this channel with the bell turned on, and as updates come, you'll get them from me. Right, so we're going to run through the attackers and talk about where their current hierarchy is, or where they are in the current attacker hierarchy, but we're going to reference an article from goal.com written by Nizaar Kinsella, giving you an update on Romelu Lukaku. So let's jump into it now. Post-takeover AC Milan emerge as a possible destination for £100 million Chelsea wantaway striker Lukaku. I think it's wantaway striker Lukaku, rather than wantaway Striker Lukaku. Although that's a cool name. Striker Yannick. Let's read on. The San Siro club could offer an escape route, but the possible operation is complicated by the sheer cost of the Belgium superstar. Pause. Let's get it in early because you're thinking about it. He was once already a San Siro player looking to become a San Siro player. But there's a huge caveat there that he'd be going from Inter to Milan. And bearing in mind that whole controversial interview with Sky Italia, he was like, Milano, Milano, Milano. I love Inter, Inter. Oh, I can't wait to go back to Inter. Why am I here? Because I love Inter. Oh, Lautaro, love him over at Inter. The Inter fans. Ah, Inter. Have I told you I love Inter? Actually, I'm going to go to Milan now. Sorry, guys. That would go down well, wouldn't it, with its beloved Inter? Mate, I mean, obviously... Okay, I need to stop getting ahead of myself here, because we haven't read through the article yet. Maybe this is nothing to do with him. Maybe he'd said, like, absolutely not. But if he does go... Come on, man, like, where are your, like, principles? In a way, if it helps Chelsea, then whatever, let's see it happen. But anyway, let's read on. AC Milan could offer Romelu Lukaku an exit strategy from his Chelsea nightmare, depending on the outcome of their current takeover. The 28-year-old hasn't scored a League or Champions League goal in 2022. And has increasingly become a problem for Thomas Tuchel at Stamford Bridge. Having excelled at rivals Inter, Milan feels that there could be an opportunity in allowing Lukaku an escape route, but it depends on a lot of circumstances. How can Milan finance Lukaku's signing? Having been signed for £100 million with a current book value of £77 million, the cost is unimaginable for Milan's current owners, or indeed almost any team outside of England's few biggest teams. On top of that, his £325,000 a week wages are more than almost any big European team in the world would pay. However, there is hope that any new owners that arrive in Chelsea over the next week would cut their losses and offer a below market rate deal to offload a player who just isn't working well with the club manager. Yeah, so I guess this is the kind of theory that the new owners come in, they go, right, what's the vibes at? Vibe check everyone, and they're like, it's alright, but this guy's bringing us down. The vibes aren't good. They'll be like, right, well, we're spending a bit of money, like, I'm your new daddy, you know, you can have 2 ice creams and I'm taking you to the fair, and that includes selling Lukaku at a cup rate, if that makes sense. Equally, the Serie A club's owners, Elliott Management, are in talks with Bahrain-based investment manager Investcorp. Any deal could go through in the next few weeks, allowing new strategies to be in place for the summer transfer window. The current US-based owners are unwilling to sanction transfers such as Lukaku, but the Middle East investors could look at a big signing under the right structure. Likely, they would still look for value in any deal to sign Lukaku and even ask for a portion of his wages to be continued to be paid by Chelsea. This season, Milan have been lacking in the striking department, with Zlatan Ibrahimovic spending more time in the treatment room than on the pitch. Meanwhile, former Blues striker Olivier Giroud has struggled under the weight of keeping his side in the title race with Inter and Napoli. Lukaku has also been linked with a return to Inter, but the early indications seem that their primary summer target is Sassuolo striker Gianluca Scamacca, or Scamacca, however you say it. Also, I don't think the Inter fans would want Romelu Lukaku back. They've already said that stuff outside the San Siro about staying in the storm rather than running away in the rain or whatever they said. They wouldn't have him back. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. So how badly is Lukaku's Chelsea career going? Gulp. Lukaku has started only 2 league games and no European games since the beginning of February, increasingly finding himself part of the second string in West London. Alongside that, he has lost the support of fans, getting some boos after being substituted in his last appearance in the 4-2 defeat at home to Arsenal. Blech. His unpopularity is due to a combination of his lack of goal scoring, but also due to a controversial, unsanctioned interview to Sky Italia, which alienated his club supporters in December. Still freaking blows my mind. Secret interview sneaking in Sky Italia to your apartment. I mean, it just I'm not going to go over old ground, but it still blows my mind how dumb that is. Like, you've ruined this new career when it was actually going quite well. You were back in the side scoring goals when it came out. You're just such an idiot, mate. What an idiot. The striker has been discouraged from giving any more interviews by Tuchel and the club staff, citing that reason when asked to speak to the media after his side's win over Crystal Palace in the FA Cup semi-final. It is felt a change of scenery could be increasingly necessary to overcome the toxic situation. Well, I put it out to you guys, is there any way back for Romelu Lukaku? Let me know that. I mean, some people speculate, look, it's been an absolute crap show. The interview, he did have injuries, and, you know, the lack of compatibility in the side, all that kind of stuff on top of each other. Look, man, I'm not one of these people who suddenly think Romelu Lukaku is a bad footballer. The dude just cost £100 million. He's our record signing. There's a reason why someone costs £100 million. There just is. He's not a bad footballer. He's just not being utilised appropriately. I have some sympathy for him, but not a lot, because, well, I don't have any sympathy for him because I think he's got a fragile ego and that interview, but at the same time, there's part of me that's trying to be empathetic of, you've been brought in, I know misuse, and yes, everyone would say, well, it's up to him to adapt to our system. But maybe he just can't. And that doesn't mean he's a bad footballer, it just means he's one profile of footballer. He is what he is, man. You know, you play him in the right channel on transitions, you play him with a striker, a strike partner for a long time so he could build chemistry, he'll be really good. But we're not doing that. We're playing like, you know, closer strikers and, you know, there's more rotation, it's more combinational in the final third. So he's done out here probably. Let me know what you think. So where does that leave us? Probably with Mason Mount and Kai Havertz being the two safest forwards for Chelsea. Mason Mount, of course, having an incredible season in terms of goals and assists. Kai Havertz looking like an absolute baller at times when perhaps he's not been overplayed. So, you know, Hakim Ziyech, great player, probably not playing as much as he'd like to. Very, very useful in certain formations. Is that going to be like a, you know, we're probably going to hold on to Ziyech, I think. It goes down to the same old story. Christian Pulisic and Timo Werner. And they kept swapping. Pulisic recently found some good form. I say recently, up until the last couple of weeks. Looks like he was, you know, he scored like, there's a point where he scored like 3 goals in 6 games, but looked threatening. And we were like, oh, okay, so Pulisic is coming back into form and he's the useful player. And Timo Werner is the one to go. And then they just swap places again. Timo Werner starts scoring goals and then Pulisic's not on the side and being considered. So to get a new attacker in, we need 1 or 2 out. And, you know, you could say it'll be Lukaku and this wide forward. To be honest, Timo Werner has always been favoured by the managers because of his work rate and what he does to opposition defences. Maybe it would be Pulisic, although he does look happy at Chelsea. Hudson-Odoi, where is he in all of this? Obviously, he's been injured for a long, long time, but Thomas Tuchel has said before that, I think Thomas Tuchel rates Hudson-Odoi because he trusts him in terms of versatility. He can play him on both flanks, either as a winger or a wing-back, and that's the kind of player Thomas Tuchel will, you know, really utilise and favour, much like Ruben Loftus-Cheek kind of, because he sort of sees them as players that can play in different positions and he'll use that. Someone's got to go. There's a lot of players on big wages here, and like we've said hundreds of times on the channel, it's a really dysfunctional attack. So I want to put it out to you guys, make you guys, or prompt you guys to start a conversation down in the comments. I want to see what you guys are saying to each other. I look forward to that. Make sure you do check out SPITCH by clicking the link in the top of the description. And of course, you're all welcome to subscribe, and I thank you for your likes. Click. Alright, mate. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.